Okay, so I'm looking at the ambient occlusion map, and I want to fix some of these items in that map. So to do so, we want to make sure in our texture settings. So if you scroll down under channels, you'll see that we don't have our AO, our ambient occlusion channel. So what you want to do is actually hit the plus and hit ambient occlusion. So then that gives us the option to choose ambient occlusion. Okay, and so under this ambient occlusion mixing, we actually want to say replace. Okay, so then when we go back to the layers tab, I'm actually going to just add a new fill layer. Okay, so with that fill layer, I'm actually going to change this to ambient occlusion and change the layering to normal. Okay, and then I'm going to turn off all the materials except for AO. And then if you go to the shelf, to the project, and drag in that ambient occlusion map, okay, and we just drag this over to there we go, to our ambient occlusion. And right here we should be able to see under our ambient occlusion map, okay, this is not under the mesh maps, this is actually under the single channel ambient occlusion. And so we can see this, okay. So if we go to this layer, we can actually just add paint. Okay, so under this paint layer, we can actually go to, and if we hold down, actually if we go to the color, to the base color, so this is in the layer, on the paint layer, okay, and if we scroll down to base color, we'll actually want to select the color, and then here, we're just going to select this guy right here, about this color. And then we just want to make sure that we also under normal. Okay. So with that, we should be able to see, oh, for some reason that it got turned off. So I just want to make sure that under the material we have all this turned off. So color, metal, height, normal, rough is all turned off. Okay, and so what I did was hold down Alt, and holding down Alt on just the AO and clicking, that will just make that the active, because we're just actually drawing right directly on the ambient occlusion. Okay, so with that, we can actually go here now and actually paint directly. So if the bracket keys will actually scale up and scale down, and then also if you go to brushes, and I'm going to select basic soft actually, which I think is what I had, and then here I can actually just paint over that. Okay, and then also you can kind of smooth this the little smudge tool, you can kind of smudge this around a little bit as well. So actually just going to go back to the brush and just paint that in a little bit. Okay, and for this one, I'm actually going to hold down Alt, come over to this other side, and just paint this out. And right here under paint, I'm going to right click and say add a filter. Okay, and then I'm going to turn off, just go Alt straight to the AO and add a blur. And then here we can actually just blur that out just a little bit, just so it softens that. Let's see. Actually, it threw the blur over everything. Don't want that. Actually going to turn. Yeah, I'm not sure I want that like that. So I'm going to actually delete that. And we'll just leave this paint how it is right now. I might want to tweak that just a little bit just because it's a little strong. And then here, actually going to go to a hard brush and just scale this down a little bit, and then go to on the color. I just want to bump that down a little bit. Oops, not so much, like so. So under paint, so I'm under brush. Okay, so just on the paint layer, I'm just bringing that down just a little bit. And just sizing this brush down a little bit. Just kind of painting some of these hard lines, this hard black. It's kind of unnecessary to see that right now. So with Alt, you can actually just kind of rotate. And here, just fixing this as well. And then just Alt drag. Going through and fixing this part, these dark parts. So this one might want to go a little bit lighter. I'm actually going to grab the smudge tool and Alt click the AO. That might be a little, actually turn down the opacity for that, and then go back to the brush and just kind of go over that, and then grab this, just kind of tapping, just kind of soften that up. It's not softening very well though, so make sure that that's. We'll see how this turns out. For this one too, we just want to color that black out. Actually, I think with this we can actually just try and get close here. I kind of want that softness right here. So zooming out here, just rotating around, taking a look at this, and the belt. And the belt looks like it's okay on the top. It's not really getting too chunked out there, which is fine. I do want to fix those shoes. Fix this a little bit more. So with this, I want to actually grab, this looks okay. This color's actually going to go down just a little bit. Just kind of color that in. And then for this one, just kind of coloring this part in right here, just so that part of the shoe doesn't look like it's collapsing in right there. Go. So with this, kind of want to match this color a little better. Just coloring out the blacks, the hard blacks. So this AO looks okay. So it looks a little better. Looks a little better there. So just need to color this one out. There we go. You can see that looks a little better. And so for this tongue as well, I kind of want to color some of that out. It looks, let's see what that does here. That's fine. Just kind of coloring that guy out. It's a little dark through there. Actually gonna just darken that up just a little bit. And turn down the flow and opacity. Just so it's a little, so it's smudges a little better. There we go. Alright, just kind of taking a look around on the model here. Just taking a look. So with the leg, that leg, I do want to fix the inside of that leg. So with that, I'm going to probably come over here and fix this right here. So with this one, I'm actually going to go full flow and stroke opacity all the way and just go, still a little dark there, so just Control Z. And just let's go full white here. Actually, we're going to soften this up, but for now this is just cleaning up some of this unnecessary darkness we have here. Gets rid of these hard black lines on here. This is just kind of shading that out. Alright, so just make my brush a little bigger. Just paint all that out. And then go back over here. Alright, then for this one I'm actually going to turn the flow and opacity down. And just kind of paint through here, kind of soften this up a little bit. And just turn this a little bit darker. Turn down the opacity. Actually, I want to grab my smudge tool here. Let's see. Actually, I think if I grab this guy right here, so we're just AO.